To the news that Senate Judiciary, led by Chairman Lindsey Graham, may soon subpoena about 53 Obama officials connected to the FBI's potential surveillance abuses of the Trump campaign. This as House Democrats did ask the Supreme Court to let them see secret grand jury evidence from the Mueller probe to continue to investigate and potentially try to impeach again President Trump, this time taking on obstruction of justice. We welcome to the show House Intelligence Ranking Member, Congressman Devin Nunes. Great to have you on, Congressman.
Hey, it's great to be with you. Thanks for having me.
Sir, House Republicans have been doing, you've been doing your own probe for 3 years, no referrals for Obama or Joe Biden. AG Barr says he doesn't expect to see criminal referral charges, criminal referrals. Who have you made your own criminal referrals for?
Well, I'm not going to get into specific names, and I've had a long-standing policy of that because I just don't think it's appropriate. I think we have to have a strong justice system in this country. And what I have talked about is I've talked about what we did refer for. So we have 2 conspiracy referrals. We have 1 referral on specifically on a set of leaks. We have another referral on leaks, and then we have a couple other referrals on lying or misleading Congress. So that's the breadth of the referrals. I also expect, now that a lot of people have been able to read a lot of what's been declassified over the last couple months, I do expect to have referrals on what I call the Mueller dossier team, who put together a 2-part Fantasyland story, and then also indicted people from that. So I expect to have some indictments on that also at some point. Or, I'm sorry, referrals.
I hear what you're saying. The conspiracy referrals, can you explain just in general terms? I know you can't get into specifics. I understand that. You can't name names. Generally, what is it about conspiracy here?
Yeah, so there's 2 specific ones. So the question is, what did people conspire to do? So if you look at defraud the United States is a good one. Lie and mislead Congress, obstruction of justice, civil rights violations. So people conspired to do that in 2 different areas from our perspective, from our investigation. One was for the purpose of they conspired to manipulate intelligence to break all of those laws. And that refers to from everything from the intelligence community assessment to other things that were done. On the other side, they conspired to abuse the FISA system, the system that we use in this country to target criminals or terrorists or people that are trying to steal our nation's secrets. And that's the other referral. So very, very similar referrals, but kind of 2 different areas that we've been investigating over the years.
You know, the breaking news, the full text of Susan Rice's email to herself, where she said that early January 2017 meeting, that Obama did things by the book, it has been declassified. It shows James Comey suggested Obama and his officials not share information related to Russia with Michael Flynn. What's your take on this new information about this email?
Well, I would say first, why was this classified to begin with? Why wasn't this made public? It took Ambassador Grinnell, the acting director of intelligence, to actually come forward and declassify this. This is something we have wanted to see for a very long time. Secondly, if you really read it closely, it's actually exculpatory, right? Because Comey admits to Obama, according to, if you could believe anything they say, okay, which is a whole nother question. You have to really, if you read the fine print, it's actually exculpatory on General Flynn because they admit they didn't have anything. But when you go to things that we actually do know that are factual, the day before there had been a closing communication. The day before the meeting, remember the email is from 2 weeks later, and that's a strange circumstance in and of itself. But you go back to January 4th, 2017, the FBI agent who was in charge of the Flynn case had wrote a closing communication and was prepared to file it. Then you had the dirty cops start to call to stop that that closure from happening. Then you have the ultimate interview of General Flynn, I believe, on January 24th in the White House, where that 302 that Congress had been briefed on, and we had had other people tell us about the existence of it, that 302, and for your viewers, a 302 is what a report that FBI agents do after every meeting. There is no 302. It's gone missing. So there was one, and it's gone missing. Those are the types of things that when you look at hard evidence that we know exists, I think that's going to be tough to really get away from, hopefully once indictments come forward. But with that said, the purpose of that email, I don't know, but clearly it was exculpatory on General Flynn. Clearly, and also you have to look at, was Comey lying to the president at that time? Because there was no information that would say that General Flynn was any type of shouldn't even be hinted that there was anything that General Flynn could possibly do that one would be concerned about it in the U.S. government.
Quickly, can you give us a general feel about your referrals about lying and also referrals about leaks?
Yeah, and let me go back to what you just your first question on Obama and Biden. I don't want people to think that Obama and Biden are innocent. In fact, I think they're very much involved in this. I think they knew a lot about it. But just because knowledge about it doesn't necessarily mean that they were in on it. Did they break any laws? And that's really what we're trying to get to the bottom of. I feel very confident that Durham is doing the job that we expect them to do.
All right, Congressman Nunes, we ran out of time there. Will you come back on? We love having you on. Come back soon.
Oh, thank you so much. Thanks for the invite. I'd be glad to come back on.